Epping Recreational Reserve. It's the Lions that lead by 11 points, and it's Jolly that gets the first tap. Didn't quite get to Canberra's. Here's Ty Hall now. Hot on his hammer, though, was Booth. Almost clearing it away, though, with the Creekers. And here comes White for the Creekers to kick it towards half forward in the Barnes direction. Doing well was Liam Fayler. Take that ball out of bounds on the outer side. So we'll see how Diamond Creek start this quarter. Could be integral to how the rest of this game does play out. Boundary throwing between wing and half forward for the Creekers. Tap coming from Barrow. Barnes almost there as well. Brown too. Umpire will have it again.
And if you're a Diamond Creek fan, I think you want Barrow to have a bit more of an impact in this ruck battle, just being able to get the ball out in clearances.
It's Jolly that got the tap there, but there's a free kick in the direction of Brown. Handball received now for Ty Hall, who gets it towards half forward, and you can see the wind really carrying that, but it's intercepted here by Randall. So Randall will just take it at half back. He goes down the line with that kick. Didn't bounce well for Marshall, but recovered okay. Now the Creekers will look to go inboard. It might work out here for Diamond Creek if they can just get it. They did through Maloney, but then Kane Hall with a strong tackle. We'll clear this up. So ball gets tossed up again. Tap from Barrow, straight to Ty Hall, who quickly gets boots the ball. It's a high one towards half forward. Robinson with a great mark. Now, Robinson, typically a defender, has gone up forward at times this year to apply some extra support. And after starting the first quarter in the back line, he's drifted his way towards half forward. And the former South Morang captain will have a look to get things going for the Lions. He'll kick from about 45 out.
And I think with the wind at his back, I think that'll give him confidence because he's going to kick probably just about on that 50-metre arc or just inside.
So Robinson just inside 50. It's not going to get the distances across the face, but there's a hold free kick. Or maybe something had happened after the kick from Robinson because it looks like it's a downfield. And Robinson will kick from the top of the goal square and give South Morang their fifth of the afternoon. So I'm not sure what happened there. But nonetheless, the Lions kick the first of the second quarter and extend their lead out to 17 points.
The only thing I can think of there is it must have been something to do with the man on the mark because there was no remonstration or anything from the Diamond Creek. There didn't seem to be anything going on behind play, so maybe it's a matter of moving on the mark or just stepping over the mark.
So 8 goals this season now for Matthew Robinson. As we look to go back in the middle now on the Creekers, well, they need to find a response here soon. Well, South Morang can blow this game right open. Booth in the middle, tried to pick it up, couldn't do so. Jolly, his kick smothered. Creekers with all the numbers here, and they will clear it through White. He goes towards half forward and finds Major, which is probably too far out to score with this wind. He's got Baird on a lead. He's ignored. McLaughlin around as well. Unsure he's Major, so he goes to half forward. East was the target, didn't take the mark. Chance here for Potter, who has to handball all the way back, and then Fayler will clear his lines, and he finds Leonardis. Leonardis with a chipping ball is a good one to Mitch Kalpakis. Has a bit more space in front of him, Kalpakis, so he sends it towards half forward. Robinson almost bumped his opponent out the way, picked up instead by Empey, who has no choice but to go in the same direction it came from, and Dale will just take his time. He'll chip it short inboard and find Marshall. Marshall runs past the man of the mark. The kick, not a great one though, and Leonardis can intercept, and he senses the urgency to go. McLaughlin just got a hand onto it though, and now that handball's turned over again. Chance for East. East got it over to McLaughlin. He's got space in front of him. Chips the ball inside. Will it get to his teammate? It won't. Fayler in the hole. Takes a nice intercept. The Lions can reset in defensive 50. Fayler wants his teammates to go to the broadcast side. Here's Kane Hall, who flies. Did get a hand. Here's Empey, though. Intercept coming by Potter. Kobe Van Zwenen now. Got a one-on-one with Dintino Sante inside 50. Umpire says play on. Might bounce okay for Lewis, though. Can't get to it. Dintino Sante able to handball that one out of danger. Dale loses the footy. Dintino Sante comes again. Then he loses the footy, and the Creekers will win it back. The Lions wanted in the back. Umpire says no doing. White just gets it over to Donaldson. And he'll just recess. So Donaldson at half-back, called to play on. He's going to go down the line, broadcast side, hugging the boundary. Here's Barrow involved. Deacon Kalpakis there as well. Booth got the handball into space, but it landed for Muscat. Now with the right boot, he goes inside 50. Chancey for Davies coming from the side. Got a handball onto it. The Creekers do well for now. MP took some time to pick up that footy, but he was able to get the handball away to White. He misread the bounce. Now the pressure comes from Robinson and DePropotis. And they're just very fumbly at the moment, the Kriegers.
Yeah, they still haven't really settled. And I think it's just down to the work rate of South Morang. They're seemingly getting numbers first to every contest and really swarming Diamond Creek.
Barrow got it to Brown. Another clearance for Ty Hall. High ball inside 50 for Davies. Did he get a hand onto it while leaping? It didn't matter. Lewis will clear it away for now. Hayes, though, is able to win the ball back. He can go inboard with the kick. That's a very dangerous one, but it'll get to Kobe Van Zwenen. Right in the middle of Epping Recreational Reserve. He's got a man running in the broadcast side in Muscat. Can he get the bounce? He can't get the bounce. And coming in the other way was Barnes. Got it over to Pingree now. He goes towards half forward, but he misplaces the kick for East. And now Seekin Kalpakis with the spinning moves. Over to Van Zwenen. Kalpakis at a Mitch variety. Under all sorts of pressure. Holding the footy, Creekers take advantage. Pingree, short ball inside, and he finds Bryce East. And maybe that handball to Mitch Kalpakis certainly not on because he was surrounded by Creekers. That's what forced him under the perceived pressure to lose the footy. And it allows Bryce East with a chance on goal. So Bryce East wastes no time. He's actually going to pinpoint this one inside. And, well, I think he was looking for McLaughlin, but it's going to be Brodie Watson who takes the mark inside 50. Just his fourth senior game, Brodie Watson. 45-degree angle, will kick from about 30 out from goal.
He's kicked just the one goal this season at senior level, and what a time, because it really feels like Diamond Creek are under the pump at the moment, so they really need to find a way to take use of these opportunities.
Watson had the right idea, but he's missed to the left-hand side. So 2-4 plays 5-2. 8 minutes gone, second term.
But even to get the ball inside that forward 50, there was just a lot of fumbles, and it wasn't really clean for Diamond Creek. So you've got to find a way to do the simple stuff right.
The kick-out was looking for Leonardis, but he was confronted by a couple of Creekers. Traianu there for support. Mitch Kalpakis had nowhere near a footy in the end, and umpire says, give it to me.
South Morang just look to have so many options just in that passage of play in transition. Traianu has been one. He's got his hands on the ball quite a number of times and really acting as a linking player for the Lions.
Van Zwenen of the Kobe variety got the handball away. DePropotis. Traianu now in the middle of the ground. He can take a bounce. Gets past McLaughlin. Sends it to a one-on-one inside 50 for Dintino Sante. Got hands onto it. Davies front and centre. Ran over the footy. Still applying pressure here. Dintino Sante grabs the footy and absorbs the tackle.
When the Lions are getting the ball on the wing, they're looking inside and they're looking so dangerous, just with bursts of speed everywhere.
Ball gets tossed up. Creekers under pressure, but should be okay to clear their lines. We'll get to Barnes. And then he goes towards the outer side for, well, almost a mark taken there by Baird. He couldn't. Lions, they're happy to keep this ball in play, but they just run out of room. Deacon Kalpakis will see it over. It's been a very positive game so far from South Morang, who've won 25 of their last 37 Division 2 games since coming up, of course, after winning the 2022 flag. Kobe Van Zwenen got the clearing kick, but there's a free kick going in the direction of, well, it was going to South Morang anyway, by the looks of it, so umpire sensing that there wasn't an advantage there, so it's going to go all the way back to centre wing out of side. And we'll reset through Robinson, former captain of this South Morang side before Ty Hall took over. So Robinson will send a booming kick inside 50. Davies almost took the mark. Kane Hall front and centre. They snap it back inside 50 to Lions, but this time the Creek is able to recover, and Randall will intercept. That kick, not a great one out of defensive 50. McLaughlin did well to make it a contest, although his handball was smothered. Leonardis there as well. This time the umpire will take it back.
I think the Creekers had to look to switch the play there. There really wasn't much on in front of it because of the Lions just using their defensive structure to outnumber.
Hayes for South Morang. Isn't going anywhere, so we'll go again. So we're between wing and half forward for South Morang on the outer side. Tap coming from Barrow. There's been a free kick, I think, for a hold. And it is going South Morang's way again. So Triano now. Way too far out to score. Spears one inside 50. It's cut off immediately by the Creekers. So I think their intercept game has been okay, but it's this next kick usually that they're finding issues with. They have to switch it now, although it's an awkward bounce for Dale. He's okay to go down the line, and Tobin got a good spot in that contest, and he can chip this one. I was looking on that occasion for Maloney. Intercepted now here by Christidis. He goes towards half forward, punching ball. Okay though for Dintino Sante. Almost got it to Houston. Kane Hall. Back to Bailey Brown. Left foot ball inside 50. Lions really want this footy by the looks of it. Barnes, he's under pressure. Dintino Sante gets boots the ball. Is this a fourth? It is a fourth. You can almost do no wrong. Can Josh Dintino Sante. 4 goals now for the Star Coburg man, and the Lions have extended their lead out to 22 points, 6-2-38 to 2-4-16, and this is some display from Josh Dintino Sante.
It certainly is. Just every time he goes near the ball, he just looks hungry and just wanting more and more, and it's really working with the Lions' game style because they are swarming Diamond Creek. Diamond Creek really struggling just every time they try and transition the football, turning it over just because of the Lions' willingness just to work and impact the contest. And it's at a dangerous point now if you're a Creekers fan.
They've put McLaughlin in the middle and he won the clearance, although it's turned over again. Traianu over to Leonardis, who just goes down the ground as Leonardis, and a nice intercept mark coming again from Randall. That chipping ball okay to another former captain in this game today, Maloney. He'll switch this one to White. That's not a great kick. And we're going to have another boundary throw in here. Inside 50 for South Morang. The Lions really getting on top of them at the moment.
And I think that's just a symptom of the pressure. And you talk about this Diamond Creek team, the first thing you talk about is their defence, and to be making uncharacteristic errors like that, it just shows they're under the pump.
So that clearing kick lands for Dintino Sante just outside attacking 50, but the ball was touched. So we'll have a ball up 55 out from goal. 6-2 plays 2-4 in the second quarter of this qualifying final. Kane Hall now with the clearing kick. Bouncing ball. Who will it land for? Lansfield immediately tackling his Diamond Creek opponent. So we'll go again, but we're only 25 out from the South Morang goal, who kicked 6 of the last 7 majors of this contest. Barrow with the tap. There's a spill out the back. Chance here for the Lions. Ty Hall swinging around, but missing to the left. But they still extend this margin now. 6-3-39 the Lions. Diamond Creek at 2-4-16.
And they've just got names everywhere in that forward 50. Ty Hall, who just kicked that point. Dintino Sante, Lansfield. They've just got options, and no wonder Diamond Creek is struggling to compete with them all.
This time the clearing kick lands for Barrow, so they're going to find it in their forward half for what seems like an eternity for Diamond Creek. Pingree takes the advantage after a Diamond Creek free kick. He goes inside 50. Is this a chance now for Andrew Tranquilli's men? It spills out to space. McLaughlin was looking for a teammate. Just got to Jarvis, but McLaughlin was hit high after he got rid of the football. And it's going to be another chance here for the 18-year-old to get on the scoreboard in what looks to be a much-needed goal now for Diamond Creek.
Yeah, such an important time and such an important moment for McLaughlin, who you've got to say has been one of Diamond Creek's best. Just rotated into the midfield at that last centre clearance, and he's been really brave, willing to put his head over the footy, and that's why he's got rewarded here with his set shot opportunity. And it's such an important time to keep touch with the Lions.
McLaughlin from 35 metres out from goal has just missed to the left-hand side, so another behind for the Kriegers. They move to 2-5-17, still trailing South Morang 6-3-39. Still goalless in this second term as we tick towards the 16-minute mark. And Dintino Sante all the way into his defensive 50 now to lend some support. Unsure, though, what the next kick looks like. And it was a dangerous one, but it just works okay to Leonardis. Leonardis called to play on. He goes down the line with this kick. Randall almost cut it off. Ricochets back to Randall with that kick. Randall again involved. This time he gets clean air with that boot to ball. And it works okay for the Creekers. Noble got the handball away now to Mitchell Dale looking for McLaughlin. But South Morang with all the numbers again. Leonardis has been great. He's going to switch this one away. And now an opportunity here for Christidis. Goes to half forward, but that kick cut off. Although the Creekers, while that one was a very dangerous handball, so still okay for Booth, Empey, and Empey just getting the kick away, but every possession is under enormous amounts of pressure. And the Creekers are just going to have to reset here because they've got no clear avenue towards their attacking 50. So we're down the line again with this kick. McLaughlin tries to fly, did get a hand onto it, so umpire allows play to keep going. Umpire now will call for a ball up.
And the Creekers just need to find a way to transition the ball more cleanly. Every single time they're trying to move the ball forward, the ball's either intercepted or it's brought to a stoppage. And it's just, you've got to commend the work rate of the Lions.
Have a secondary stoppage.
Because they look a class above at the moment. Just their intensity is at such a high level for the Creekers to deal with.
McLaughlin got the handball away. Maloney cleared by to Propidus as they go towards half forward. Davies is in a good spot and he takes the mark. Now he had options deeper inside 50. Lansfield was in a good spot, but Kobe Davies says, I'll take the responsibility here and look for my 15th goal of the season. So Kobe Davies now will come in from just inside 50. Slide angle to speak of. And it's missed to the left-hand side. Lions move to 6-4-40. Diamond Creek at 2-5-17. 18 and a quarter minutes gone in the second term.
This is where the Creekers have struggled. Coming out of defence, they've generally gone to their big men like Nicholas Barrow to try and take that mark and just relieve the pressure a little bit.
Well, they've tried that again, but it's fallen short, which allows South Morang to get back into the game, and it's going to be another stoppage. 60 out from the Lions goal, who are threatening to really break this game open. Jolly gets the punch, but didn't get much air onto it. The handball works okay for Barnes, who almost got himself out of the tackle, but umpire says, I'll have it and we'll try again. So we're 19 minutes now into this second quarter of this qualifying final. Almost a tap there from East. He got the clearance away straight to Noble. Left foot ball down the line, broadcast side, intercepted by Mitch Kalpakis. Handball receive, and Muscat drives it towards half forward. Creekers with numbers, lands again for Dintino Asante, rides the tackle but disposed of the footy incorrectly. And Matthew Lewis, who's been probably their best defender in the last half of the season. Been a bit quieter today, but that's a good kick to Booth. Booth sidesteps, he's unsure and goes to the McLaughlin direction, had to fly, he did well to take the mark. He's on true centre wing broadcast side. McLaughlin tries to get past Muscat and just did and almost got the ball away to Major. He can't get boot to ball, but then when he eventually did, His left foot kick is out of bounds on the full.
What's happening for the Creekers? You just saw it with that last passage play with Matthew Lewis coming out of defence. They're looking up the ground and there's no movement. It's very stagnant, and it means they're having to kick to one-on-ones, and that works in the Lions' favour because the Lions have been able to bring the ball to ground, and you just want to see a bit more work rate up the ground for Diamond Creek.
So Kalpakis to Kalpakis, and then they clear it towards centre wing. Dopropoulos has now found plenty of space. 60 out from goal. He goes to the Davies direction, who was well in front of his opponent in Brenton Keating. And Davies now, who's a lot closer to goal than his last shot, will kick from 45 out to push this lead even further for Gary Hall's men.
And it's dangerous. We knew the Lions would be a threat in this quarter with the wind. But Covey Davis lining up for his 15th goal of the season.
Davies comes in, and it's drifting, but it's missing to the right-hand side. I think that may have just scraped the post. It did. So South Morang, well, Diamond Creek are probably fortunate this lead isn't much bigger, but they move to 6-5-41, the Lions. The Creekers are 2-5-17. We're now 21 minutes into his second quarter of this qualifying final. Of course, the winner to take on Whittlesea in next week's second semi. And as predicted, it's been a vastly different game to when these two sides played each other only 7 days ago. Much more at stake on this occasion. The Creekers will try again to clear their lines. Barrow's a target. Getting in the way of him, though, was Noble. Now Hayes from South Morang will send it deep inside 50 again. Dintin Osante. Great spall, though, from Lewis. Randall will clear it away, but Ty Hall almost got under it. It just went over his head. And here's Robbie Noble, who will chip that one in board. It didn't get to Camberus, but the bounce works out and he had time to recover. Now an opportunity again for Diamond Creek. Here's Maloney. Goes towards half forward. Goes over the head of a pack of players. Bouncing ball. Musket over to Deacon Kalpakis. He didn't get that one effectively. Lions, though, doing well to hold this footy up. Although is there a dive on the footy? Here it is. And now an opportunity presents itself for Diamond Creek. And Tom Baird again, who's been one of his side's 2 goal kickers so far today. He'll look for his second, for Diamond Creek's third of the afternoon as we tick towards half-time.
And that was the one passage of play in this second quarter where you feel like Diamond Creek were able to use the centre corridor and just have a bit of run. And that's exactly why they get this opportunity here for Baird at such an important juncture.
From 35 metres out, Baird comes in. And he gets the important goal. He wants the crowd up and about. And they're going to need it if the Creekers want to get back into this game. That's his second of the afternoon. And Baird helps the Creekers move to 3-5-23. South Morang 6-5-41. The margin's back to 18 points. The 23rd minute mark.
And you look at that margin, 3 goals. As you said earlier, it definitely seems like it could be a lot further. So if you're a Diamond Creek, you've got to look at that and go, well, okay, we've kicked the last goal. If we can snag one late in this second quarter in time on, it's back to a 2-goal margin. And with a player like Nicholas Barrow in the ruck, this is where you look to him to get the hit out and get it straight from this centre clearance.
Back in the middle, he's Jolly getting the tap, coming in hard. The other way was Lansfield. Just got the footy away to Kane Hall, to Van Zwenen, to Potter. And they'll clear their lines towards centre wing broadcast side. Mark taken here by Hayes. That spearing ball, tough one for Houston to pick up. Maloney able to grab the footy and he'll absorb the tackle. 52 metres out, right on the boundary line here. Broadcast side. Barrow and Jolly quickly to get to this ruck stoppage. Jolly grabbing it out of the ruck and sending it inside 50. That might work out perfectly. Just didn't get to Lansfield. And there is your siren for half time. And well, if that ball had been a metre towards his direction, Lansfield would have taken that mark and had another shot on goal to head to half-time. But the Lions, they'll have to settle for an 18-point advantage at the main break. 6-5-41 to 3-5-23. Your goal kickers so far, well, 4 of South Morang's 6 goals coming from Joshua Dintin Osante, and then singles to Josh Lansfield and Matthew Robinson. Meanwhile, 2 goals for Tom Baird, who was coming into this match with just 1 senior goal. The other one coming from Daniel Jarvis. And, well, it's been dominated by South Morang, you'd have to argue, Tim, but 18 points means that this margin is very gettable for the Crickets.
Yeah, it's certainly accessible. I've just been so impressed by South Morang's work rate, their pressure around every contest, just getting to contest first, swarming with numbers, and Diamond Creek really haven't found an answer for it. But I think in saying that, with that last goal of that second quarter, Diamond Creek can at least go in with a bit of belief that they can get back into this match, because as you mentioned, the margin is still accessible, but what they'll need to do is just be able to find a lot more movement, just so they can transition the ball up the ground a lot easier, because at the moment South Morang really have a stranglehold in this game.
Who have been some of your better players from either side, Tim, before we go around the ground and head to our halftime break?
I think one I'd like to point out is Kobe Van Zwienen. I think he's been really pivotal in transition for the Lions. Just being a part of that handball chain, being able to burst out of a stoppage, just drive that ball inside forward 50 as well. Ty Hall, we knew he'd have a standout game, as he seemingly has every match this season. And then you look, you've got the Kalpakis brothers, who've just been so commendable in defence, just look really sure. And of course, Joshua Interessante for the Lions, just every time the ball goes near him, you just wonder what's he going to do.